For decades, cannabis was cast as a villain, demonized by governments and media alike. But the tides are shifting. With legalization spreading worldwide, it's time to look at this plant objectively. What do we really know about its effects on the body and brain? To understand, we must start with its most famous compound, THC. THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, is the active ingredient in cannabis responsible for its psychoactive effects. It interacts with cannabinoid receptors in the brain, influencing memory, mood, and perception. This interaction creates the relaxation and euphoria many seek, but it comes with a twist. Today's cannabis is far stronger than it used to be. The THC levels in cannabis products have skyrocketed in recent decades, especially in places where it's legal. Edibles and concentrates with over 60% THC are now common, while low-potency options are harder to find. This rise in potency has sparked new concerns about the long-term effects of using such super weed. At the same time, cannabis use is climbing. In the US, more people reported using cannabis daily than alcohol in 2022. Is this increase tied to legalization? The answer is complicated. Trends suggest that cannabis use has been rising since the 1990s, long before legalization gained traction. With more people consuming cannabis and higher THC levels becoming the norm, the science is more critical than ever. Research helps us move past myths and biases to see both the benefits and the risks. Are we prepared to face the evidence, or are we still clinging to outdated narratives? While science unpacks cannabis's physical effects, it also prompts a deeper question. Why do so many people turn to it in the first place? For some, cannabis offers more than relaxation. It becomes a way to escape reality or search for meaning in the chaos of existence. Philosophical nihilism argues that life lacks inherent meaning. While unsettling, this perspective can be liberating. Cannabis, in this context, acts as a curious tool. Some use it to open their minds and explore new ideas, while others use it to disconnect from the weight of life's uncertainties. However, there's a paradox here. Cannabis, while providing moments of introspection or euphoria, can also amplify loneliness and apathy. Studies show frequent use can lead to social isolation and decreased motivation. Instead of confronting existential challenges, users may find themselves avoiding them entirely. Optimistic nihilism offers an alternative. By accepting the absence of a universal purpose, we can create our own. In this light, moderate cannabis use might serve as a companion in the quest for meaning. But when overused, it risks trapping us in routines of avoidance rather than discovery. So, are we using cannabis to connect with something greater, or to hide from ourselves? This isn't just a philosophical question. It's a deeply personal one. Our relationship with cannabis reflects how we navigate our fears, desires, and the ever-present question of purpose. As science and philosophy explore the depths of cannabis, society grapples with its own challenges. Legalization has brought freedom and regulation, but it's also exposed new dilemmas. How do we responsibly treat a substance that, while beneficial for some, carries risks for others, especially the young and vulnerable? Legalization is undeniably a step forward. It reduces criminalization, opens doors for scientific research, and provides consumers with safer, regulated products. However, it also raises ethical questions. Are we prepared to handle the long-term consequences of increasingly potent cannabis? How do we protect those most at risk without falling back into fear-mongering? Teenagers are central to this debate. Studies show that heavy cannabis use during adolescence can harm memory, motivation, and even mental health. With cannabis becoming more normalized, society faces the challenge of educating younger generations without resorting to outdated stigmas. At the same time, legalization highlights the importance of personal responsibility. In a world where cannabis is more accessible, the decision to use it becomes an exercise in autonomy. Yet with autonomy comes the need to understand its risks and to use it mindfully. How do we balance freedom with protection in a diverse, ever-changing world? Cannabis isn't inherently good or bad. It's a tool. Its impact depends on how it's used. Legalization gives us a chance to redefine our relationship with it, but that requires honesty. We must embrace both its benefits and its dangers, fostering a culture of informed, mindful use. Ultimately, the relationship between cannabis, science, and society leads to a personal reflection. How does it affect our lives and choices? Using cannabis responsibly means understanding its benefits and risks, and integrating it into our routines without ignoring its complexities. For many, cannabis offers relaxation, inspiration, or even moments of self-discovery. But as science reminds us, overuse can lead to apathy, isolation, and even health problems. Striking a balance requires self-awareness and maturity, especially in a world full of distractions. This balance also involves acknowledging the broader social impact. Our individual choices with cannabis contribute to how society views and handles it. Mindful use isn't just about avoiding personal harm. It's about fostering a healthier, more informed relationship with the substance on a collective level. Cannabis can be a doorway to new perspectives or a temporary refuge. The difference lies in how we approach it. Do we use it to enrich our experiences or to avoid confronting life's challenges? The plant invites us to consider deeper questions about what we seek and what truly brings us fulfillment. Our exploration of cannabis through science, philosophy, and society reveals it to be much more than just a plant or a drug. It's a mirror reflecting our deepest desires, fears, and hopes. Its impact depends on our ability to balance curiosity with responsibility, knowledge with action. Science has shown us the benefits and risks of cannabis. Philosophy challenges us to reflect on why we use it. Society offers us the opportunity to redefine our relationship with it. Together, these perspectives remind us that cannabis is neither a savior nor a villain. It's a tool, one we must wield wisely. For some, cannabis is a way to relax or think more deeply. For others, it's a way to escape life's pressures. The question we must ask ourselves is simple yet profound. Are we using it to enhance our lives or to avoid facing what truly matters? Like any tool, cannabis is powerful but nuanced. When approached thoughtfully, it can be a catalyst for creativity, reflection, and connection. But without care, it can also lead us down paths of avoidance and stagnation. Ultimately, it's up to each of us to decide how we use it, or whether we use it at all. If this video made you think, share your perspective in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on cannabis and mindful use. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the questions that shape our world.